call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Bolaji Oki, 29 years old, 5'10" with a 73-inch reach and a 10-2 record in his pro career, taking on Mason Jones, who's 30 years old, 5'10" with a 74-inch reach and 16-2 in his career. So both these guys in the middle of their primes, a lot of experience between the two. So I think it's gonna be a really good fight. Bolaji Oki pressures guys on the feet, has a lot of power, very fast, feints very well, mixes up his strikes to the body and to the head well. Had a body shot KO on Dana White's Contender Series, really good jab. Throws with bad intentions and looks to finish fights, taking on Mason Jones, Cage Warriors lightweight and welterweight champion before his first stint in the UFC. He had a couple losses in the UFC, and they cut him back in the day. And he fought some really good guys. He lost to Mike Davis, no contest with Alan Patrick. Beat David Onama, who's looked really good, and then lost to Ludovic Klein and got cut. Went back to Cage Warriors, rattled off 4 wins, and recently came back to the UFC against Jeremy Stephens and had a really good performance. So very dynamic striker, a lot of finishing potential, just very well-rounded. So I'm going to go with Mason Jones in this one. I think he's just extremely good everywhere. He's got a lot of really good experience. His 2 losses are by decision to 2 guys that I'm very high off in the UFC. I just think he's levels above Bolaji Oki, fought the better competition, much more tested, more skilled. I think Oki is just kind of he's more of just a stand-up type of guy looking to throw hands, whereas Mason Jones, I think he has the better stand-up, but I think he's also got just the better overall MMA skill set. Oki just relies very heavily on his power, but there's just not really anything special to him, in my opinion. He's kind of a 1-2 merchant on the feet, where, Mason Jones, much more weapons, much more technical. I think he'll school Oki on the feet, honestly. Judo and Jiu-Jitsu black belt as well. Been striking since he was like 6 years old. I think he'll be able to figure out Oki on the feet pretty quickly. Much better grappler, had 8 takedowns against Jeremy Stephens and David Onama. I just kind of see Mason Jones winning this fight wherever it goes. I think he should be a much bigger favorite than -215, which is what he was earlier. Now he's -160, which is just crazy. I think he definitely wins this fight. Oki's not bad, but I mean, in the UFC, he's squeaking by guys like Timmy Kwamba, Michael Aswell. So I'm going to go with Mason Jones. I think he can get this one done. Bolaji Oki had a good performance against Chris Duncan until he got choked out, but just kept leaving his head on the outside. Finally got guillotine choked. I think if he does that against somebody like Mason Jones, he'll capitalize on that as well. So I'm going to go with Mason Jones. Better experience, better overall skill set. I think he can get this one done. Thanks.